So, I can't get it shown.
Sorry guys,
Where's
I
Ada?
want to start, but.
Some reason,
Well, we'll all work on it if you want to just start.
Okay, we're gonna get started. Alright, technical as always. If this goes up on here, like I said, we can go ahead and give you the PowerPoint after the meeting. I'm gonna go ahead and go through it. It's fine, Julie. Yes. Alright, so introductions, I'm the new staff. Not everyone here is on staff. We have some agents here. I ran into a couple coaches, couple staff. Introduce you to schedule. You have a piece of the. Do you guys have a copy of the schedule? Or anything like that?
Somebody has it. Here we go. Hopefully, somebody's got it.
Okay, so tomorrow morning, you want to get here around 8 o'clock. Do your stretching. That's when you'll have practice. This is for the men's side. The women's, they start at 11 o'clock. It'll be open court, so you'll have 11. So you want to get here around 11, stretching, work on your own. You'll have about an hour to get ready. Same thing on the men's side. There it is. I got it now. Go to view, slideshow. Thank you. I knew there was a reason we probably read it. Thank you, sir. All right, so then I'm going to go through agent seminar. During the course of these 2 days, you're going to be hearing things about waves. There's the first wave, which is usually during the summertime. That's when the majority of the contracts are signed. Then there's the second wave when players get over there, they're injured, they're not producing, things happen really quick, they come back. That's the second wave. This is the third wave. This is the holiday break wave. So when they're over there during the first half of the season, they come back to the United States, things change. Sometimes they'll get a new coaching staff, they'll get rid of the player, something will happen, the budget, they'll lose sponsorships. So other than the summertime, the third wave is where you can really gain a lot of contracts. And that's what we're here shooting for. We invited agents here. We have agents that are looking to get certified in the FIBA, WNBA, NBA. We have agents here that are certified in FIBA, WNBA, and NBA. Salary expectations. I'll go through that for the 22-23 season. 4 ways of signing. Bio, marketing yourself. There's a way of doing it. We'll go through that. And then obviously staying off the cut list. If you do earn yourself a contract here in the next couple of days, you fly out to Portugal, you're doing well, we'll just kind of go over the reasons. You know, when you play overseas and you're the American, it's the coach's fault and the American's fault. So the pressure's on even before you get there. And we'll go through that. Of course, the reality stats. I was just speaking with someone now who was touring out in Spain. A lot of our players, even current players, they do teaching overseas part-time. And a lot of them can make a little bit extra money on the side. So if that's something you're interested in, especially since the Cold War in Eastern Europe, where predominantly a lot of countries are now going into more English, you can play in the Czech Republic, make more money, and play in one of the divisions out there. So it's a really good opportunity. You can go into more of that. And then, of course, our upcoming combines. We have the Charlotte Combine coming up. For the women, we don't run it, but it's one of the best out there. It's called Pro Hoops. That is the best time on the women's side to go. It's during the women's NCAA Final Four. That's when it's probably a week before the WNBA draft. It's post seniors. That is one. it's an invite, so we recommend the top players here to go to that one. I think that's a great opportunity. And then, of course, on the men's side, there's a Las Vegas Combine. That's during the NBA Summer League, where here you're looking at agents. Agents are big here at this camp, scouts, and then, of course, the international influence. During the NBA Summer League, you got G League, NBA, you got international. Everyone that's involved with world basketball, they're there that weekend. So it's a really good opportunity during the first week. All right, who am I? I'm Joe Dinton. I'm with Shark Sports Management. I work with the NFL side. I'm the executive side. I'm FIBA contract advisor, WNBA agent. 15 plus years, I negotiate preferred contracts and marketing deals for clients in the NFL, international basketball, G League, NBA, WNBA, CFL, ABA, XFL, and the former NFL Europa. This is my 12th year helping out the Overseas Scouting Combine. I put in here where I played at Coastal Carolina right down the street. When I said I played, I didn't play. I was on the bench. I couldn't get off the bench. So I understand, like, if a coach is looking at internationally, if a coach saw my stats, I wouldn't be able to get in. So I would need to propel to come to a camp like this in order to get here. I had a gentleman ask me earlier, hey, what is this about? I don't have a good resume. What am I going to do here? What I told him, it's a starting point. So if you do have a great resume, and there are some really great resumes up here, you're probably already listed. You're probably a couple agents that probably already requested you. If you don't have a strong resume, you have to start somewhere. That's what this does. Okay, so if you've never been to one of these combines, it's going to go so quick. You're going to be, you're not going to be. You got to relax. You got to play hard. You can't be too nervous, but you will. That's what's going to happen. So the best advice I could do is you can kill it. You can have a wonderful camp. You can have agents approach you. We can send you, you can get a contract as one of the top if you grade it out 2.7 plus. You can be in Luxembourg. You can be in Spain. Make sure you have your passport. That takes a little while. That could hurt you. But you're off and running. If you stink it up these next couple of days, don't let it hurt you. Keep going. If you feel like you're better than this person, but you just didn't perform, well, now you're moving. So this is for some people it's a starting point. For some people it's okay. I played overseas already. I've done that. I've been here. I've done that. Now I just gotta maybe find a new agent. I gotta redo everything. So depending on who you are is depending on where we are on this. If you blow it up, you'll blow it up and you could possibly be flying out here in a couple weeks. So just keep it moving. All right, so this is the schedule. The schedules are here. They're pretty simple. Rosters could change. You're not here to win games. You are here to win games. You're here to get evaluated. It starts with the coach, but you're here on a business trip. So you want to get exposed. So you don't want to. If you're on one team and they say, all right, well, we're going to put you on another team, it's not to hurt you. It's just the way it works. We're going to move you around. We may not. We may be at the same time. But just be flexible, be open, and just keep it moving. Keep going. Keep playing. The main scouting box, Court 1, that's where we'll be. Your Euro grade. Okay, so the Euro grade, we'll go into a little bit more. So the agent is scouting focus. So what the agent is going to be looking for is your appearance, when you practice tomorrow, when you're on the floor, your coachability, your intellect, how you go back and forth with teammates, your personalities, your skill set, team play, and this is the big one, conditioning. So you may fly out of the box tomorrow, kill it, and then the next morning you're heavy with your legs and you can't move and you're cramping up and you got to fight through that. And then a lot of times that happens too. You go back home and the conditioning you did so well, you started off so good, and then so just keep that in mind. Get a fresh you want to sleep well tonight, and tomorrow you want to sleep well, and you want to ice yourself, and you want to handle yourself like a professional. So you don't want to go out. You really want to dig in that second night, especially if you're concerned about conditioning. All right, so you'll have your games available. They'll be sent out to you via email. Your Euro grades. So if you get a 2.7 these next 2 days, that says to everyone all over that you have the talent to play overseas. You have the talent to play professional basketball. And that's probably who we want to speak with. That's who we're going to get in touch with. And that's going to keep it moving. You may get a 2.5, you may get a 2.6. That means you're right there. But that your Euro grade, if you have a strong bio, yeah, you're going to start off the block with eyes. Everyone's watching you. But if you don't have a strong bio and you're killing it out there, you want to raise and you want to have the Euro grade sanctioned event, get a 2.7, and then then you're really in the right position. You're doing something. Okay, average salaries. Can you guys see this? All right, so first of 3-year overseas average salaries. Okay, it's all different. It all depends. You can have salaries as low as $500 a month up to $2,800 a month. 7 to 9 month contracts, August to April. That's a basic contract for anyone that wasn't in the WNBA, that doesn't play high-end Division I, that doesn't. So if you're coming out of college and you play for Boston College and you're 6'7", you make all ACC, you're going to be making $20,000 plus a month. Okay, so these type of contracts, these are the ones that you'll most likely be offered here in the coming weeks if you do well. Never guaranteed, even if it's in the contract. Club and agent negotiate the buyout. As an agent, it's always guaranteed. We play hardball. I was just speaking with William Clay here. He's one of the top WNBA agents out there. He had the number 8 overall pick this year. We're talking about one of his players in Russia. Guaranteed. Like she's making good money, almost $15,000 plus a month, plus bonuses. So we got to figure something out. We have every right to hold them, but if she's not happy, they're not happy, we're going to negotiate a buyout, maybe 2 months salary, plus travel, plus everything else, because the one thing we don't want is the coach to not be happy with the player, because if you're playing, that coach, that GM, that club will make your life miserable. So we don't want that. If you're a player and you're not happy with the club and you want out, that's a tough situation because during the season, they hold all the leverage. They'll hold your passport, your transition, so it's just, you want to talk to your agent if you're in a situation like that so that we can smooth it out, but there are no guarantees. If you want to put it on there. You'll get an airline, round trip, plus a December break, holiday break. That's not guaranteed, but most times they'll come back during this break. You'll get a shared car rental with the other American, mostly sometimes in a small town. In Western Europe, it's not needed. Meals, you get 1 to 2 meals a day. That's not always offered, but if you're in Western Europe where everything's so expensive, that's important because a meal in Switzerland as opposed to Romania is night and day. Romania, you can eat really well. But Switzerland, you're spending half your salary. So you want to know where you are. Insurance, guaranteed. Like I said, overseas experience, college accomplishments equals higher opportunities. Majority of contracts signed in June, July, and the beginning of August. Majority of turnover happens during the third wave holiday break, and that's why we've had success here at these camps during this time. Okay, so these are the 4 waves. June, July, August, the September, October, club players not happy. This is where we're at right now. Winning, bad stats, injuries, lack of sponsors, firing. The American will always get blamed first. So you just have a whole wave of Americans not returning. And that opens up a job possibly for someone out here. And then of course the fourth wave, which it could happen. You can speak with an agent can promote you, get your name out there, and you're real close to leaving in a couple weeks. Something happens, maybe you don't have your passport, maybe they can't technically get the signatures to bring in another player. There's also the fourth wave, which is the final wave, February, March. If the team is looking to make a playoff run or they're making win a championship, they may extend their budget, bring in an extra player. If the team is stinking it up, they want to get rid of everyone, lower budget, that opens up opportunities for everyone here looking for a job. So don't stress if you're not flying out here in a couple weeks. You want to make sure that you do well during this combine. We have an opportunity, we have a window during the men's side and the women's side for after the camp for an agent that wants to approach a player. I know personally I got three or four names on the list already. I'll be watching, I'll be looking at. I think same thing with a couple of the other agents. Okay, so who to impress at the combine? Agents, the scouting department, coaching, staff, teams in attendance. It starts with registration. Everything went smooth. I think everyone's here. It seems like a quiet crowd. You can always tell the vibe. So if you're an emotional person, which I know that you're out here, it's fine. Step outside the box, get loud, be yourself. That definitely is encouraged, and we enjoy it because if you're like this the whole time, you're gonna go back to Boston or St. Louis, and you're like, man, I wish it's your personality. Okay, so you dig in, whatever your personality is, that's what you have to let out, if that makes sense. So you'll have multiple FIBA agents in attendance who sign players all over the world. Okay, so post-combine update. You'll have your online games, your Euro grades, and it starts from anywhere from a 1 to a 5. Majority of players that come through here are 2.7, 2.8. We've had some really good 2.9s, but that's about the range right there. Okay, so bios, marketing yourself online. So as a club, as a GM, as an agent, the first thing I always do is I look at what have they been doing. So it's 2022, 23 is right around the corner. You want to have what you've been doing recently with your accomplishments, your stats. You want to have a highlight video, 1 to 3 minutes, even if it's 3 or 4 clips. It's not for the coaches. It's not for the agents. The agents and coaches, they prefer full games. They want to have your full online game. It's for the agent and coach to convince the GMs, the sponsorships. Like, all right, so who am I spending all this money on to bring out here? They're not going to watch 45 minutes of the game, but they will watch 30 seconds to a minute of you doing your thing. And then, so that helps. So the coach says, okay, I've been reviewing film. I don't know what to do. Okay, look at this. Look at them. Take a look at them. They'll take a look at that highlight. Coaches don't like highlights. Agents do. It helps us to get you where you want to be. So take the time if you can put together a highlight. That really does help. 2 to 3 full online recent games. It's recent. So if you do well here, you want to have it. They want to see you doing well. They want to see how you do when you're not doing well. They just want the whole story. So you want to have at least 1 or 2 recent full games. References, coaches, scouts, personnel. Trust me, that helps. Even on the NFL side, we're signing NFL potential players out of college now. Now their bowl games are happening. A player from Notre Dame. We're recruiting a player from Alabama, Nick Saban. Those numbers make a difference. So if you have someone, you want to look back and you want to make sure that, because it's going to be between you and 2 other players, and as an agent, we want to finish it. We want to close the deal, and we want them to be excited. So highlight, full game, reference, and then this is a big one, okay? So if someone sends me a player and say, okay, this player, Will Brown. So the first thing I do, and the first thing anyone does that is involved with overseas basketball, is they go to Eurobasket, and they'll type in your name. And if your name comes up and it has all your recent stats, it has all your recent bio, it has film on there, and it's all organized, that's going to create attention. That's going to be that's the starting point. So what I suggest you do, go to Eurobasket, type in your name. If you don't even have a bio, you want to create one, and you want to send it to Kate. And we can get you that information here. If you want, if you want to do that, we'll get you her email. You want to do things right. You want to come correct, and you don't want to leave any doubt, and you don't want them to do the exploration. So you may not have a Eurobasket bio. We want to get that. You want to get that on there, but you want to create your own bio, so when you set it up there, it's a simple boom. You want to make their life easy. Okay, so if you don't find a club that has interest, that they have interest, you're right there between you and another player, it happens all the time. Stay in, keep track, take a look at their schedule, take a look, when they lose, you don't want to nag them, but stay in their ear a little bit. You don't want to be too pushy, but you want to brush them. A simple text, a simple email, a message. Hey, any reason to reach out to them. A simple workout that morning. Hey, coach, I was in the gym this morning. Boom, boom, boom. Because they may say, all right, it's stinking now. I can't get rid of this player. I wish I would have signed you. And there's nothing they can do, but this could set you up for the summer. So you can say, okay, well, where are you going to be this summer? What camps are you going to be at? That's how, it's not easy at all. It's very difficult, but there's a process and there's a way, and this is the best way to do it. This is an example, Cameron Cornelius. He went to our Las Vegas Combine. He jumped around actually to 2 different teams that whole weekend. He ended up grading out. He got a 2.8. He played in Romania now the last few years. He's traveling the country. So in his bio wasn't very strong at all. Okay, congrats, you earned a contract. If you're fortunate enough to earn an overseas pro contract, these are the best ways to get released. You lose. That's the number one thing. American coaches receive majority of the blame. Bad attitude, or even a perceived bad attitude. We had a player cut because they had, during the game, they were warming up with the ear pods. Made no sense at all, but pissed off an owner up there in the stands. They lost, and that's it. So I'm not saying don't wear it. Just be aware of your surroundings when you get out there. When you go to another country in Finland, you adapt to them. Okay, you'll have the best trick. You're not there your whole life. You're there for half a year, 7 months, 8 months. So when you go out there, even in Finland, where here in America, you go to a buffet, you get some food, you eat it, you leave the food on the dish, and you go to just our common what we do. In Finland, you have to eat everything off the table. So what you eat, you finish it. So if you leave something behind, it's an insult. Maybe we wish we would have known that before. You pissed off everyone. So learn their culture, learn where you're going. America is completely different than the rest of the world. All right, eating. Hey, I know it's not easy staying fit. You're athletes. That's your job. But even on the NFL, more players eat their way out of the league. And that's it. You eat, and you're out of shape. Wait until your career is over. Stay in shape, go out, but don't party too much. eat healthy, take ownership in your body because you are a professional athlete. Another lack of focus, involvement in the community. When you go out to Switzerland and you don't know anyone, and you don't have any friends, your teammates they may not like you, they may think you're competition, who knows? You can get caught up in your room and not go out unless you're going to the mandatory meetings. You want to go, if you want to keep your job, you want to go out to the community. You want to, during the game, you want to talk to the fans, you want to be out there, because it's tough to get rid of a player if everyone in the community likes this player. So it helps you stay. It's keeping you there. Be the coach's best friend. It's hard to cut. So you just want to keep yourself, these are all simple things. So it's not hard, just keep it simple. Okay, overseas frustration. Things players can't control, agency, salary payments, flight, baggage reimbursement, winning bonuses, under the table deals. That would drive a player crazy. I know, it's crazy. You get luggage reimbursement. So the first time you go out there, you have no money, you spend $200 on luggage, and you want that $200 because it's that's your money. But that you may not get that reimbursement until late March, early April. So you can't let it frustrate you. You can't, if you're supposed to get paid on the 15th and it's the 18th, 19th, you gotta have patience. You gotta let your agent know who you're working with, that you're not getting paid. But during the course of the year, the club has all the leverage, okay? You just have to, we have a player in Italy, and all of a sudden, she's on the practice squad. What is that? This isn't the NFL. You don't have practice squads, but he breached the contract. We had to show flexibility. They're still paying her on the full salary. So, but those are frustrations. She's getting better. She's not playing. She may play. So you got to go back and forth. You got to figure it out. But they have you there. Now, after the season, that's when things change. You can file an arbitration with FIBA. The club is 100% wrong. So you're guaranteed to get this money as long as it's FIBA contract, it's in there, because they cannot play next year until all of that is signed off. So you're gonna get your money. You're just gonna have to fight for it, and you have to be a little bit smarter on it. Okay, so here we are at the combine. This is going to be actually it's going to be a nice smaller group here, so you're going to get a lot more attention from these scouts, from these coaches, from these agents, which is good. It's not going to be, you're not looking at 100, 200 players here. So, but in reality, our best, we had 32 transactions a few years ago, which was amazing. It was an amazing combine, but you're still looking at 60% plus didn't receive anything. That's just the reality of the contract. So there's post-basketball careers, there's agent seminar, there's teaching English, training, coaching. There's an abundance of opportunities. You may have to step outside the box, get yourself to the Czech Republic for coaching English. Then they don't have to worry about visa. That's expensive to get your visa, flights, insurance. You're already covered under the coaching, teaching. Benefits of teaching overseas. Like I said, most clubs will take a chance on a player already in the country. High demand. Current players overseas that teach part-time to gain extra income. It's really good. Career possibility after basketball. So you want to put yourself in a position to succeed. We don't have anything to do with this. This is just what we, there's no reason for us to show you this unless, it's just an avenue. Sometimes in life, it's not how you get there. It's, you gotta go through when you want to go to the party and you're not invited, you can sneak around the back and get into the party, and no one's gonna say, hey, how'd you get here? No, you're already there. You're part of the, you're not drafted, You get into camp, you're trying out, and they sign you as an undrafted free agent. You're on the field, you're playing, you're getting salary. So we just got to get into this because that's the goal. That's why you're here. All right, these are a list of some of the scouts. I'm going to go ahead and let one of the coaches talk. I have a legend here, Coach Russ Bergman. He's won NCAA titles. He's coached in Russia. He's a Hall of Famer. Did you want to say a couple things to them? You don't may not need the mic.
Let me use it just in case. Can you hear me now? I was very fortunate to coach in the States, college and professional scouts for Utah Jazz. I was asked to go to Russia with my Russian national team coach to help them take a team to a higher level. And luckily we did. I've been fortunate to coach in 40 different countries. It's a big world out there. It's a great world out there. All these countries all over the world love basketball. Lithuania, they love basketball more than we do. So it's an unbelievable, great opportunity for you. I had a kid play in the CBA, which is now called the G League, used to be the D League. Before the NBA bought it, it was the CBA. I had a kid that was about this level, trying to make it. He was with a level below the CBA. Anybody ever heard of Damon Jones? Damon Jones. So we brought him to our tryout camp, our training camp in Idaho, the CBA. Turned out to be a heck of a player, could really shoot. I got him his first call up with the New Jersey Nets. They played the Miami Heat on the road. They called me up and says, Coach, we need a shooter. I said, I got one. So his name is Damon Jones. So after the game, that's when John Calipari was coaching the New Jersey Nets. I get a phone call from Calipari. He says, Coach, he said, I'm in a limo. I got your boy Damon Jones in the back seat for me. With me, I just want to let you know that he made the winning shot, three-pointer against Miami to beat Miami Heat in Miami. He went from the Duke signing the contract with the Nets, ended up playing for the Miami Heat, did great when Shaq was there. When they doubled Shaq, left him open to shoot the three. From there, he signed a 5-year deal with Cleveland. So it's possible for anybody to have a route to get there. This kind of route, we had all kind of players over in Europe at all different levels. Some guys were making $2 million for 10 months. Some guys were making $500 a month. It just depends on all the different levels. What he talked about, all the different countries, everything is different in every country. But if you want to make it, you're going to have to pay an unbelievable price to get there. And I can see most of you are starting here tonight trying to get there. And this is what it's all about. He gave you all the clues what you need to do. Make sure you get your rest. You didn't come here to go out and Myrtle Beach. You came here to get a contract. You came here to be coachable. You came here to work hard and try to prove to the coaches, to the scouts, to the agents that you're worthy of playing overseas. And all you need is that chance. And once you get that chance, then you know. I've seen guys go to Europe. They couldn't hardly make a college team. They did well in Europe. Next thing you know, they're playing in the NBA. So there's a big world out there. There's a lot of dreams come true by playing basketball overseas. And this is one of the venues to get there. Anything else you want me to touch on, Coach?
That's perfect.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, be approachable. We have another Hall of Famer. He's coming in tomorrow. He actually won 2 WNBA titles, Dan Hughes. So on the women's side, he's running a complete WNBA practice tomorrow. Make sure you approach him and say hello. Okay, I'm not going to keep you long. I'm going to introduce, there's 3 really good agents here. I'm just going to ask them to come up, say a couple words. James Blackburn, William Clay, and where's Julie? Is she around? Maybe. Just again, I know James is going to do something tomorrow in between games. He's got a segment playing pro. But I just want them to wish you luck. And please, ask them a question. These are really good agents here, and then we'll get you out of here and get you off your feet. You don't even.
I'm not even gonna use this, but I'm gonna talk to a lot of you guys tomorrow, so I'm not gonna say much. But just good luck. The one tip I'll give you is, like over the next 2 days, make sure there's gonna be all the coaches here tomorrow, the agents. Make sure you go up, shake hands with everybody. Like use this as a job, like a job fair, right? So don't leave without saying hello, just shaking somebody's hand, telling them thank you. Whatever you gotta do, but don't leave without talking to all the coaches. And then I'll say a lot more tomorrow. So.
As Williams, like, he had the number 8 overall pick this year in the WNBA draft, so he's a winner. So ask him questions, he'll be the last one speaking, and we'll keep it moving.
Nice to meet you all. I'm sure I'll see you all tomorrow, and please come up, talk to me, ask me questions. I've been doing this now, so
I think Williams actually had at least 1 or 2 players drafted the last 4 or 5 seasons.
So it's been a good experience. I would just say the one thing I always say when I come to events like this is just be great at what you do. Right? Like when we leave here, we should know what's your name?
Joe.
Joe. Yep. Joe, what are you?
I'm a shooting guard.
Hey, you know what, Joe? We leave here. Joe's the best shooter out here. Right? Be great at what you do. Don't come here and try to be somebody else. Don't be an imposter. Be you. Right? And so if you do that, and that's good enough. So looking forward to seeing you all compete. Just have fun. So like I said, come up and talk to me. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, William. Any questions? Let's try to be light. Okay, get some rest. We'll see you guys fresh early in the morning.
Taking Van back.
How you doing, young fella?
Your lunch is reset. Alright, so you're going, no? You want to go? Yeah, I'm good. I didn't know if you could. Yeah. We're done. Every city. Okay, for sure. Alright. Okay, alright. Man, it's a good one, man. They do a really good job. They do a really good job. Yeah. So I've done this with them now for a little while. They do it. Yeah, I do. Because like I said, they do it. As good as you can do something like this, you know, they do it and they do it the right way. They definitely try to help you. When players have actually signed, like they'll take players on, you know, in years past, they've taken players on tour, you know. So yeah. So, said, man, you get it. Yep, that's why I said, man, be great at what you do, be great at being you, be great at being you, and everything else is take care of itself. Stay cool. All right, gotcha. Yeah.